Alright, so today we're going to talk about how to cop the Jordan 1 Lost and Found. Now, most of us know this shoe as the Chicago 1, and today I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get this shoe. Now, the Jordan brand, period, bro, they just kind of overdid the 1, I would say, from about 2019 to 2020. So this is a really important Jordan 1 release that's coming. I mean, if you can't tell online, everybody and their mama want this shoe. And I think it's dope that it's gonna come with like a backstory. Like the backstory, the reason why it's called the Jordan 1 Lost and Found, pretty much there was supposed to be some type of boutique that had some stock of the original Jordan 1 Chicago, and they apparently lost it, and now it's found, right? So that's the whole theme. If you've seen the shoe box, it's kind of made to look old. If you see like the upper leather part is kind of cracking, like if you've ever seen those 20-year-old shoes. So they kind of went all out for this release, and that's why I think this release is gonna be huge. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments as far as what this shoe is gonna do, because we are gonna talk resale predictions as well. Now first I want to tell you, for this to be such a iconic, such a hard colorway, and in a Jordan 1, this is gonna be probably one of the easier releases for everybody to get. And the reason why, bro, is honestly because there's 500,000 pairs of these, right? So that's a huge stock numbers. Just to put that into perspective, the bread ones I believe had 100,000, and there were some ones when I was first learning about all of this stuff, there were some ones that had 20,000 stock, bro. So that kind of gives you an idea of just how many pairs are going to be in circulation. Right now there's a population of people who feel like, bro, the resale value of these aren't going to be much, simply because more people are going to have them. And then there's people, and I'm kind of part of those people, that feel like, well, that just means more for Bada Boy Nova, more for all the top resellers, right? So ultimately that could go either way. But when it comes to how to cop these, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, your best bet is gonna be Finish Line. Because see, Finish Line has what you call the status system, and I just dropped a video where I talk about that more in depth. But what Finish Line said on Twitter is pretty much get access to hot drops bot free before launch day, like the Air Jordan 1 Retro Chicago. The Retro Chicago will only be available through status exclusive access. Now that's important. Getting access is easy. Sign up, complete the steps, and use your status, right? So if you're 100% unfamiliar with how that process works, let's say a shoe comes out on Saturday, right? Finish Line is actually gonna let us know, usually by Wednesday at the most, who's got that shoe and who doesn't, right? And they do it through their app, through their status reward system. So really what you need to do, if you don't already have a Finish Line account, a status reward system account, like they say in the tweet, it's free, it's easy to go sign up for. But the main thing you need to do, bro, is you need to go buy stuff at Finish Line. And if you want to get those Jordan 1 Lost and Founds, you probably need to do that today or tomorrow. But why I said it was important that they're doing all EA on these and no first come first serve is because, boom, Finish Line is one of them big retailers. Finish Line is one of those stores that you know is gonna have a lot, right? So that means, bro, outside of the people that normally get EA, a lot of smaller accounts, a lot of new people are gonna get EA, right? So all you have to do is go in there and buy enough stuff. So there's general admission, and then there's A-list, right? If you look on the How Status Works page, you'll see that even GA members get early access, right? So that's important when it comes to getting this release, because then that means you get it. However, if you have 0 points, I don't think that's gonna work for you. I strongly advise you to go into the store and go shop, bro, because like I said, there's a lot of these pairs. Even for my people who might want to start another account, bro, and start like getting multiples and stuff like that, you might even, this might even be the perfect time to start that, right? So that's definitely something that you should do within the next day or two if you want to go ahead and get those Jordan 1 Lost and Found. Now, with that said, you can't have both accounts at the same Finish Line, because they're gonna know, hey, you the same person, and they're gonna keep one of your shoes, bro. So it's best for you to use maybe the second biggest Finish Line in your area for your second account. Now you're probably like, bro, what do I do after I go ahead and shop? What do I do after I build those points up? If you're watching this video the day it comes out, then that means either today or tomorrow, right? Then usually around 8 or 9 in the morning, depending on where you live, Finish Line kind of lets everybody know, hey, we're opening up exclusive access to this particular shoe. So then you would, if you get in time, because see what happens is if you wait too long to get in there, which always happens to me, by the way, you're gonna get inside of the queue. Now, bro, with a shoe like this, that queue is gonna be stupid. That queue is gonna be crazy, right? So I almost advise you, bro, to be there like waiting, like refreshing, right? Because that's what I'm gonna be doing. And yes, I have got exclusive access before and completely missed out on the size that I needed simply because I did not get in there in time. So I want to be clear about this. Exclusive access does not guarantee you a shoe, bro. It doesn't. So when you think about Finish Line, that's probably the best, most practical way for your average person to cop this sneaker. Now, I also know people are gonna ask me like, bro, how many points should I have? I would personally say, bro, I know people who have 1,000 points. I know people who have 10,000 points, right? And they've all got exclusive access, right? So that's why I like Finish Line system so much, because it feels like the most fair. Because when you compare it to the Flex system, which we're about to talk about now, then a lot of the times it doesn't feel that fair. So let's talk about the foot size flex system, right? Let me know how it went for y'all in the comments, bro. But for me, that was crazy. Like it did not work, bro. I was trying to get on there on my tablet, on my phone, and it just flat out would not work, right? So I let it simmer for a couple of hours. I was able to go in and make the reservation, right? So if you are not hip, if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, Foot Locker, Champs, they are what we call the foot sites, right? And they have a system similar to Finish Line called the Flex system, where they also ultimately use a system to determine who they're gonna give exclusive shoes to, right? And so just like Finish Line, you get points for shopping. The more points you have, the better consideration, or the better chances, the better odds, I should say, you have at copping on most releases. Now, like I said in the previous video, in the beginning, bro, it was crazy. Like you had people sitting at the top with 10 million points, 5 million points that were hitting on everything, and then they kind of swapped that around a little bit and kind of made it more fair to where they were completely disregarding those big accounts, and then the money range was in between anywhere from 100 to maybe 1 million flex points, right? And so now I know a lot of people, a lot of beginners especially, get caught in the trap of not being able to use flex and always take L's because they don't get to buy any retros, so they don't shop in there at all, which you should not do. But this drop is gonna be a chance for you to change all of that around, because I promise you, there's gonna be enough pairs for everybody to go around. So if nothing but resellers end up with all of these, which is 100% possible, that's because everybody who's not a reseller did not do their due diligence to get these sneakers, because I promise you, these will be one of the easier Jordan 1s to get. And I ain't gonna lie, it kind of sucks, bro, because this is a lit colorway, and I kind of wish this one was exclusive, but I'm not complaining because I know I'm gonna be able to get them. But anyway, the flex system, I'm gonna always advise you to just go re-up and get some more points just in case, because there's always changes to these algorithms. And I can tell you this, the bottom line is always gonna be, we're gonna reward people who shop with us the most. Sometimes it's gonna be the most often, sometimes it's gonna be the dollar amount, the most recent, all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to playing these algorithms, all you can really do is hope, but you can do what you can do to make sure that you stack the odds in your favor. What a lot of people are gonna hit on as far as on the flex system is gonna be shipped to me, right? Because once again, Foot Locker is also a major retailer, right? So 500,000 pairs, half a million pairs, bro. Foot Locker is also gonna have a bunch of them, right? Now, boom, now I wanna talk about in-store raffles, right? Because that's gonna also be important. That's gonna also be something that you can do to just up your chances. And so I know for a fact, Shoe Palace, if you have a Shoe Palace, they're doing a raffle. Jimmy Jazz, places like that are all gonna have raffles, right? Are all gonna have in-store raffles. And I'm gonna talk to you a little bit later as far as my botting experience on how you can kind of hit on those kind of sites without bots, right? Let's talk about the sneakers app, right? Once again, 500,000 pairs. A lot of people who don't hit on sneakers are gonna hit. Now, what you can do to add yourself to that list, or potentially add yourself to that list, is just simply engage with the sneakers app whenever shoes aren't dropping, right? Also, shop at Nike. I can't stress that enough. All these platforms that we're trying to hit sneakers on, I'm telling you, the one thing that these algorithms should at least value or have confirmed that they do value is people who shop with them, right? So go to your Nike store, buy something off Nike just to, remind them, hey, I'm an active account. Because once again, I say this all the time, they are trying to fight against botters. They're trying to combat botters. And the less you look like a botter, the more chance you have of not getting that didn't get a message. I also have a video where I go into depth about how you can most efficiently utilize the sneakers app. All right, now I want to now if all else fails, bro, all else fails, you will be able to, if all else fails, the morning of November the 19th, you'll be able to, you'll have another crack at trying to buy these off of sites like Shoe Palace, Jimmy Jazz, what's the other one? Center. Like there's all type of stores that you can go ahead. There's all type of Shopify sites that you can use that you can buy these on, right? And so while these sites are heavily botted, I ain't gonna lie, sneaker botting is kind of doing this, right? So with that said, me and you, people who aren't botting, now have more of a chance. So what you can do to combat bots or try to emulate a bot as close as you can is use what they call autofill extensions, right? If you use Chrome, get an autofill extension that'll just boom, fill all your information in, so that all you have to do is hit next, and then check out. When I was heavy in the sneaker botting, there was a lot of people who just used that method. Hey, ultimately though, bro, I'm covering this release like crazy. Tomorrow I'm jumping out and I'm gonna actually film all the raffles that we gonna go hit. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell notifications, because as I know, you're gonna know. Also, man, join my Discord. We about to get it back going. If you've been in my Discord and you've been a loyal member, man, I, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you, bro. And I am going live when Finish Line goes live and when Flex goes live and all of that. So, man, Rico gang, bro, I love y'all. Let's get it.